Hey, what's up everyone? Pastor Jam's back with another review, and today we got the latest album by Playboi Carti, Music. Yep, that's the name of the album. Music is the third full-length studio album from Playboi Carti, real name Jordan Terrell Carter, 28-year-old rapper, singer-songwriter, and producer from Atlanta, Georgia. This album has been long awaited from Carti fans. If I gotta give them anything, as Playboi Carti fans are hardcore to the T. I mean, I give credit where credit's due. Very persistent fan base, and they stick to this guy, whatever he does. And his first mixtape came out in 2017, self-titled. His first full-length studio album, Die Lit, in 2018, and then 2020 was when a Whole Lotta Red came out, which was this whole extravagant thing that was supposed to come out, and I couldn't care less for anything of it. I gave it a 1.5 out of 10 in my review. I'm not the biggest Playboi Carti fan. He has rare moments here and there. His best being on that track in Vultures 1 with Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign. But that's about it. The last time I talked about him was in my review of the weekend's latest album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, where he was on that track Timeless. It's okay. I gave it a pass, but like I said, I'm not really the biggest Playboi Carti fan, or I don't really get excited. But this is supposed to be some grand thing. His latest album, Music, so I thought I'd give it a chance. I always give everyone a chance. Maybe I might, get blown away, or I might be like, what, maybe he has something here. Everyone has a chance to grow and expand and maybe, turn a new leaf and maybe something that fits right with my taste. Spoiler alert, no. No, this album is just about the same as everything else that he has put out before, especially coming off of Whole Lotta Red. It released on March 14th of this year, 30 tracks, an hour and 16 minutes of nothing. Nothing. 5 tracks on here I thought were decent or good enough to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll give it a pass. Out of 30. And one of them is with Kendrick Lamar. Even though a lot of fans are disagreeing with that collab, and to an extent, I disagree as well. But I also see why he collabed with Carti, because, and I'm only going to mention this because I know most reviews are kind of sticking to this whole like Kendrick Lamar thing or whatever. On the track Good Credit featuring Kendrick Lamar, that is the best out of the 3 features that he has on this thing with Carti. Kendrick Lamar tries to expand more with his music. He's tired of being like this humble, like always trying to be known as like the life guy, the sensitive storyteller, which he is. His music is great when he does that, and some of his best work is through that type of lens. But he tries to expand, especially with his cousin, Baby Keem, who's also a rapper. And when the track The Hillbillies, he's very nonchalant. He also expands with Family Ties and Range Brothers. I mean, he is trying to be more out there, especially with his latest album, GNX. Some of the tracks tries to be more outlandish, more carefree, and it works. And it works in this track as well, where Playboi Carti also kind of it like collabs with him in the sense where they are on the same book and same page of the chemistry. Carti, unlike the rest of the album, he's very grounded. He's on the same page as Kendrick, not really doing these like outlandish, like out of pocket, very left field choices in terms of dialogue, in terms of lyrics, and production is actually really good on this thing as well. Other than that, track Mojo Jojo, Kendrick also like other features on this thing, like in the second track Crush featuring Travis Scott, they just take the back burner on the track. They're just there to do like quips and stuff like that, which I don't really understand why you would have to feature them, like credit feature them. Just leave them as it is. You don't have to rage, you don't have to clickbait anybody. And I'm not calling it clickbait as if they're not actually on there. They are, but they're someone who looks at this who hasn't heard this yet be like, oh my god, like Kendrick is on this thing 3 times. But it's not to the extent that you think. They're just there to kind of just move the song along. They don't even have verses. In the track Mojo Jojo, Kendrick has 2 bars in the whole thing. Travis Scott does nothing on Crush. He's just there to be basically say quips, like I mentioned. Also, speaking of Travis Scott, in the track charge them hoes a fee featuring Future and Travis Scott. Future sounds like he does not want to be on this thing. I counted it, y'all. In the middle of the track, in the middle of his verse, there's 30 seconds where he is saying nothing. Nothing at all. He's just mumbling random words. And like I said, his tone, his voice, he's just there providing nothing. And then on the track Philly, Travis Scott sounds like he doesn't want to be on that thing either. You don't get that energy from these artists. Why would Carti even and that's another thing. Carti doesn't even acknowledge these artists who are with him. He has a good amount of them on here. He doesn't acknowledge them once. Like, hey, yeah, I'm with my bro. Like, I'm with them, whatever. Kendrick at least says, oh, Carti, my evil twin. Carti, my evil twin. Trying to, like, hype up the crowd. Maybe hype up listeners who have been waiting for these collabs. Carti doesn't do that. If anything, Carti, like in his last album, Whole Lotta Red, talks down on artists. Like, they only talk to me. He literally says, word for word, kind of paraphrasing here. They only talk to me because I got money. I'm rich. Why would you want to be on his album if he is talking this way? I'm not saying he's targeting somebody specifically, but like I said, he's not even mentioning anybody. Or if you're Carti and if that's the case, why would you want them? I am completely lost. Also, The Weeknd's on here, track number 8, rather lie. It's okay. It's just it. It's okay. The next track, Backdoor, featuring Kendrick and Jhené Aiko. It's not good. It's okay. It's decent at best, but the chemistry's not there, especially with Jhené Aiko and Kendrick kind of trying to provide more of like this soothing, like laid back, chill vibe. It does not match with Carti at all. It is horrible when your feature outdoes you, and the feature wasn't even good. The feature was corny. On the track Toxic, featuring Skepta, this dude is saying the most corny. Skepta's saying the most corniest shit in his bars, and I'm like, yeah, that's good compared to whatever Carti's saying. And oh my god, the Lil Uzi Vert features. Wow, they're both like a minute and a half long, and they say nothing. Jumpin', featuring Uzi Vert, track number 18. They're just talking about drugs. That's it. On the track TWIM, track number 24, featuring Lil Uzi Vert, I thought, okay, the production sounded great. I was waiting for what he was going to say. Nothing. Talking about Frosted Flakes. It's still great. What is that? What is that? It's an hour and a half. It's a minute and a half long. He spends like 45 seconds to a minute saying pure nonsense. It is so bad. Wow. I can't believe. And then there's the whole production on that thing as well is horrible. You have guns blasting left and right. It is annoying. Horrible production as well as the start off track, Pop Out, where it is just like as if Carti combined every single sound you can get in the studio, and it's just a mishmash of horror to the ears. It is just damning. It is damning. I cannot believe what he has like putting out, honestly. And people just eat this up. It's okay. It's okay to like horrible music. One of my favorite albums of all time is considered one of the worst albums of all time. It's okay, I get it. But what I don't get, if you are a Playboi Carti fan, you have to admit that this is not it. This is a disappointment to a degree. I understand if you like it, that's on you. But even on track number 16, I see you, baby boy, trying to do this thing, play it off like, oh, she broke my heart, like this weird like love story, like, oh, I know what you are, but I still love you. Like you play me, I'm playing you. When every single track on here that I have not mentioned is about sex. Yeah, I do this. And then she came over to my place and I did that. And then she did this to me. And then I did that to her. He just goes on and on and on. I get it. Not every rap song has to be this like extreme story, like storytelling, and has to have like some grand idea. I love energetic rap, trap. I love that stuff where it's just nothing but vibing, partying, all that stuff. I can vibe with that. But when you have track after track by yourself that is about nothing and sex, and you have hoes and drugs, and it gets old, really old. And production on here, track number 25, like WEEZY, is some of the goofiest production I've ever heard. Sounds like something straight out of Kids Bop. Okay, I will say track number back to the good stuff, I guess. What you can muster digging through this trash album. What little meat this album has. Track number 19, TWIM featuring Future. They have good chemistry on that thing. Future actually comes through. Track number 20, Cocaine Nose, has the hardest production on here with these dark electric guitar riffs. It's banging. And that's it. Everything on this thing is just mind-boggling. It is. I got a headache listening to this. I hate making these type of reviews, but I just don't get it. I don't get it with this guy. I'm sorry. All the last 8 tracks on this thing, forgettable. Everything else, every track that I haven't mentioned, like I said, forgettable. Talking about sex all the time, just dwelling on it. It's the same thing. The last track, Atlanta Baby, or whatever the hell it is, he's talking about, oh, you can't categorize me? No, you categorize me? Yeah, that's right. Don't categorize me. Oh my god. One of these tracks, he mentions that he was a crack baby and he rolls with it. Yeah, he is a crack baby considering the shit that he puts out. There is nothing different that he has put out from Whole Lotta Red. And I'm giving Music by Playboi Carti, his latest album, a 2 out of 10. That is your legacy, Carti. A 0.5 difference. That you're a 0.5 better from your last album. Because, wow, this is just horrible. I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Hopefully y'all enjoyed Music by Playboi Carti, a 2 out of 10. What a trash and what a waste of an album. See y'all later. Pastor JAMZ out.